demonstrations. If you are a chef and you would like to be if you'd like to do a cooking demo, reach out to me at 313-833-9300, extension 108, or email me at P, like in Paul, Jackson, JACKSON, at Detroit Eastern Market, all spelled out, .com.
Now, does a person have to be a famous chef, or do they have to have a restaurant?
No, they can be a regular chef. They don't have to be famous. They can be a caterer with a catering business. We take all forms of chefs. So a caterer, you may not have the chef title, but as long as you're cooking for people and you're getting paid in my title, you're a chef.
Okay, so you have to be a professional chef?
No, you don't have to be a professional chef. You could be a chef, like I said, you can be someone who has a catering business and a licensed catering business, because the food needs to come from a commercial licensed kitchen. And with that, you would have to have 300 samples, just little small samples, nothing big, just enough for people to taste, like a tasting, to bring with you, because we don't have a commercial kitchen at this time. So any chef or caterer that participates must bring the food from a commercial kitchen.
And you have to set up yourself?
We do all the setup for you. You just bring your food. You bring your food that you're going to demo, that you're going to prepare for the crowd to see. But the whole setup we do here. So all you have to do is bring your food. Some chefs like to bring their own pots and pans, which we encourage, because everybody has used utensils that they like. And a lot of chefs will bring their own portable stove grill. We do have two here, but a lot of chefs like to bring their own, so that's totally up to them.
Now, is there a charge to do this?
There is not a charge, because the chefs are responsible for supplying their own food. So there isn't a charge.
Now, when's the best time to apply to do this?
Anytime during the year. I start taking chefs as early as January. The Taste of Eastern Market cooking demos, they begin the first Saturday in May, and they go through the last Saturday in October. The only Saturday that is not a scheduled cooking day is the Saturday of Flower Day, which is always the Saturday before Mother's Day.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Cocina y da pruebas, pero no tiene nada de eso.
Will show you how to work with eggs. Plain and simple. He's going to show you some dynamic ways to create beautiful egg cuisine. So to that, I will turn it over to Chef Phil.
We are a non-profit restaurant that focuses on training folks in the food service industry. And today we're here at Eastern Market showing you all different techniques for cooking eggs. So now we're going to do something really simple that you can do at home, and most people attempt at home anyway. It's just a plain old cheese omelet. We're using some eggs that we got here in the market, and they're available all year long. And also the benefits of coming in and getting your eggs from the Eastern Market, getting some of these nice fresh eggs, is that you can get to know the people that grow your food. And this is a way to make sure that you have some of the better stuff in life. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out by getting our pan hot, because our goal is to have a nice exterior to the egg, but also keep the interior nice and creamy. So what we're going to do is get our pan hot here, and we're going to let it warm up, and then we're going to bring in and introduce our fat to the pan. We're going to put a little bit of oil in there, just so our butter doesn't burn on us, because it has a higher smoking point. And then we're going to throw in this a little bit of microgreens, a little micro arugula. So it's going to give it a little peppery bite to make it a little bit of a twist. butter's melting, it's sizzling away. That's the water inside of the butter. And for this application, we're not going to use it in the cooking portion of it, so we're allowing it to melt off. And once it's all melted and all the sizzling stops, that you're at the proper temperature. We're not going to play with the oven a lot. We're going to let it do its thing in the pan. But one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to not really stir up the eggs a lot. We're just going to really bring them to the middle as they cook. And one of the things you're going to be looking for is around the exterior edge. That you'll notice it's going to start rising up and puffing up a little bit. And I'm not playing with it too much. We don't want to make this a tough omelet. Set up just a little bit, and then we're going to flip it, and then the top part is actually going to become the exterior. Is it? And that's the micro arugula. And then we flip it out onto your serving container. And that's a basic cheese omelet with a little micro arugula and a blend of cheeses. And it's really simple to do. You don't want to mess with it a lot. You just want to let the pan do its work and go from there. And you can come by and take a sample. We're going to make up another one so we can get everybody fed.
Gaining weight was easy. All I had to do was sit down and eat. Losing weight's a lot harder. I have to work at it every day. But with every step, I lower my risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And that makes every step, every choice, every day very much worth the effort.
Learn how you can help stop diabetes by losing weight, eating healthy, and staying active. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES.
Hi, I'm Walter Houston, and I'm the hospitality trainer for Colors Restaurant.
Okay.
So this is our classroom area. We do 5 weeks of traditional hospitality training on this side. They get certified in hospitality and serve safe training.
Okay.
For this. And serve safe alcohol. They get certified. And they get all hands-on training. And we also do externship with Dorsey Business Culinary School also, besides our students that we have.
Now, how long has Colors been here?
Colors actually has been here since November of 2011. And we are now on our 9th class of students right now.
And how do they go about enrolling?
Well, a lot of the students are going through different programs. They're called earn and learn programs, so they get paid as they go. They get 10 weeks of training, 9 credit hours to go towards culinary training, so OCC, Macomb County, and Henry Ford Community College. They take either culinary arts or for hospitality training. They can use those credit hours.
Okay. Now, what's your background?
My background is hospitality, front and back of the house, management.
Okay. Now, what do you do here exactly? So they know if they want to pursue that type of a job.
Well, what I do is get them prepared. I give them hands-on training prepared to work with customers. My job is hospitality trainer. So they come to me and I'm the person that is that mean manager, teaches them exactly what they expect when they get out in the real world. So I teach them hands-on real world training.
Okay. As training people in Detroit, what do you think is something that Detroit restaurants should take note of?
Take note of that everyone deserves a chance, and this industry is made up of all types of people that comes from different areas. We cannot have a cookie cutter way of hiring staff. You know, there are people who may not have that much training that could be trained in-house if they give them a chance. That's why we exist. You know, they look for users of 1 year's experience and background in hospitality, which they could actually teach them in-house those days.
Okay. Now, do you think that education is as important as experience, or they go hand in hand?
Well, they can go hand in hand. I come from a background of starting off in the kitchen. I was raised up in this industry, never had culinary arts training, but I also have background in being a chef. Okay. So there's a lot of chefs in this industry who never had traditional training, who know just as much as are the ones who had traditional training who travel the world. Most of us have worked in this industry from the beginning. I've been in this industry for 35 years, almost 35 years.
Okay, now you say you grew up in it, your family had a restaurant?
My mother was a caterer. My mother was a caterer. I started off working in this industry when I was a little boy. I started working in restaurants when I was 17. We do have job places as long as they're looking for jobs, and as long as we're open, they can come in for job placement.
Now what about other people? You have to go through the program to get the job placement?
You have to go through the program, yes ma'am.
Okay, now how many people have gone through the program since its inception here?
Well, since we started last year, April of 2012, this is my 9th class. I want to say probably maybe 85 students have gone through. And they range from ages from 18 until endless ages. I've had students who are in their mid-50s who's never worked before. It's more of in Detroit, being that we are a majority African American city, it's based in the surrounding city and is for Detroiters only. But you have to remember, Detroit is unique when it comes to that. You know, most cities like New York or Chicago or LA, which is more racially diverse, they of course have more racially diverse students that come to the door. Ours is of course mostly African American because that's who we are. But we have had other students that were not African American.
Now, question. I'm looking at your facility here, and I believe I heard that you all do events. If people would like to do events.
We do events after hours. We only open for lunch from 11 to 3, and then after hours we do special events. And that could be any time of the day, any time of the week for those.
And so, is there a charge for that?
There's a charge for it. There's a charge. We also have a catering menu, or you could use the charge for the business space if that's all you need. But if there's food involved, we just charge you for the food price.
Oh, really? So somebody could come in here and have a birthday party?
Birthday party, bridal shower, wedding. We've done weddings here in the building also.
But you definitely have to charge for that, right?
We have to charge for that space.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause we have rentals. There's a rental space price also where we have to rent things outside the building also. We also have a full stock bar if needed.
But so they should let you know before they shouldn't just pop up.
To let you know in advance that they want it.
Now, how many people can it hold?
Well, the lower level can hold as much as 238 people in the lower level.
And this is the lower level?
This is the lower level. This is the restaurant area. This is the nonprofit in the store. Above us is the Virgil Carr building, which is also a nonprofit art gallery. We also partner off with them and use their space if needed.
Okay. So can they bring in, like, if they wanted to bring in a cake?
They can bring in a cake. They can bring in things that they like the most if they choose to, yes.
Okay, but so...
You can't bring liquor in, but you can bring in.
So how would you, we wouldn't want to take advantage of you, so how would you make money? Say if I had a party, I couldn't bring in all the food and all the...
No. you could do that if you want to rent the space.
Okay.
If you want to rent the space,
so it's
yes,
an either or thing. Either you rent the space and bring your own food, or you buy the food when you get here.
You got it.
Okay.
We also do cash bar also. Either do an open bar, which you pay for, or cash bar, which the individual guests pay for.
And how much advance notice do you need?
We could do as much notice as required for you. We could do a week in advance. It's my lowest. I set up the events, and we could do a week in advance.
Okay, well, I know a number of chefs that would like to do events. Could one of them have an event here?
Sure they can. No problem. This is still a training facility. It's still, we are a restaurant, but it's connected to a nonprofit. So we do rent out a space for anyone that wants to use it. There is a East Grand River and there's a West Grand River. There's a 311 West Grand River and 311 East Grand River. But once you pass on the east side of Woodward Avenue, it turns to East Grand River. So we're around the corner from Orchestra Hall and the Music Hall. So we're around the corner from Thurston's District Courts, Orchestra Hall, and Music Hall.
Okay, and I notice that's Harmony Park out there.
Harmony Park is right outside our doors.
And they have a little jazz concert going on. Is that every day?
No, just we started this week. We have a series going on from Tuesdays to Thursdays for all this summer.
So you do carry out so people can go out there and eat in the park?
Yes.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Okay, well, I think I won't take any more of your time, but thank you so much for taking the time to talk to What's Cooking Chef.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Maggie Cantola, and I'm a program instructor here at Michigan State University Extension, and our office is right upstairs in the Welcome Center. And we come down here every Saturday to kind of promote our program, Michigan Fresh, which, as you can see on my apron, and it basically promotes Michigan fresh fruits and vegetables that are grown here in our state. And we offer information on how to preserve, how to select certain varieties, and things like that. Extension is statewide, and we have offices in every county throughout the state. So we're here representing Wayne County today.
Okay, and what are you trying to do for Wayne County residents?
We are trying to increase their access and knowledge of Michigan-grown fruits and vegetables.
Okay. Now, do you have farming programs at the school, or like in the city we have these lots that are available? Do you train people how to farm the lots?
We are with Health and Nutrition, so personally we do not do that, but there is a Greening Institute where they have horticulture programs, so that is going on a smaller scale.
Now, as far as the nutrition aspect, what do you do with that?
We go to schools, we go to senior centers, we go to churches, basically any community place that wants our classes. So we offer a class called the Eating Right is Basic. We offer a class for kids called Show Me Nutrition. We do Cooking Matters, which is a hands-on cooking class for adults and teens.
And how would people get in contact with you?
Well, we do recruiting, so we go to sites and we ask them if they would like us to come and do our classes, which are free. We also, we make our presence known in the community, so people often come to us. We hand out our cards as often as we can.
Okay, where do you have the classes at?
Currently, we have one at Delray Community Senior Housing, which is in Southwest Detroit. We've got one at William Beckham Elementary School in the east side of Detroit, and we have 7 offices throughout Wayne County, so I'm not sure where everyone's programming at the moment, but We're everywhere.
Now, do you need a professional kitchen in order for you to come?
No, I have a little kitchen that I bring up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so if someone wanted it at their house or at a church, or does it have to be like a public facility?
A public facility, yes. All we need is a sink.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
Well, where is the mobile unit someplace around so we can look at it?
No, it's actually at my house.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, tell me about yourself. Are you a student at Michigan State?
No, I am an employee. I'm a program instructor here, and I've been here for about a year. And I live and work in the city. And yeah, so I do cooking classes, nutrition classes. We have a presence here at Eastern Market. Do some volunteer recruiting.
Are you a chef?
Yes.
Are you?
Yes.
Now, where'd you train at?
Restaurants.
Do you plan to open up your own restaurant one day?
I'd like to, but I'd need to come across a lot of money first.
Yeah. What's your specialty?
Probably vegetarian cooking.
Now, are you going to be doing any demonstrations out here at the Eastern Market?
We'll be doing them at our Tuesday markets, which begin in July.
Okay, now can you tell us about the cottage law?
The cottage food law is a unique law that allows people to produce items in their home kitchen without the use of a commercial kitchen to sell at markets and at things like this. So they can make salsas, sauces, jams, things of that nature, and bring them and sell them without having to have a commercial space to produce it in. But the caveat is that they can only sell a certain amount of money's worth before they are legally obligated to move on to a bigger facility.
Now, as far as I've heard, the criteria for the types of food that can be used is that they cannot be time and temperature sensitive.
Time and well, all food would be time sensitive in a sense. You couldn't be serving raw meat or something like that, but it's processed food, so it's something that has been processed.
So, for example, the types of food that a person who's interested in starting a new business could possibly try under the cottage law would include what?
Like salsas, jams, sauces, barbecue sauce, hot sauce, relishes, pickles, pickled beets, pickled turnips, cucumber pickles are traditional pickles. So there's lots that you can do, especially with Michigan produce.
Now, for example, the type of foods that you cannot do, what are examples of that?
Well, I'm hesitant to speak on this because I'm not an expert on the cottage food law. I know a basic amount, which I've shared with you, but I would assume that you couldn't slaughter a cow and bring that meat with you to the market and sell that in an open air market.
So how about dairy products? Products that contain dairy, are they allowed?
I think that you can do cheese, but I'm not sure. Anita, do you know?
I believe you can do cheese. Again, small amounts. Dairy, as far as canning, you generally don't can dairy products. It's usually something added afterwards, like in a soup stock or something like that. So that would really kind of negate that.
Okay, do you know is there a website that anyone can go to find out about the cottage law?
Yes, it's on that card that you've got there if you want to zoom in. It might be on the back side.
I'm the Master Gardener Coordinator for Wayne County, Michigan. We have a series of classes twice a year, 14-week classes that delves into consumer horticulture, teaches the individuals who want to volunteer in the communities, different aspects of everything from plant science and soil science to integrated pest management, to how to raise and grow fruits and vegetables, and everything in between. Then they go out and they volunteer amongst the community, spreading the education that they've got to the community in everything from community gardens to church gardens to school gardens, and spreading the word of good, nutritious food along with the nutrition program.
Now here in Detroit, we have a lot of vacant space, and a lot of people are considering doing like the city gardens, green gardens.
Yes.
Now how would they go about doing that? Do you work with that at all?
We have worked with them. We do a lot with the Detroit Ag Network and Green Detroit that can put people in touch with different resources. There's the collaborative. It's the one that
Keep Growing Detroit.
Yeah, Keep Growing Detroit collaborative that can get you started, coordinate people into it, and get it going.
Now, do you have to buy the property to farm it?
It would depend on each individual site. Some people donate it. Some people lease it for $1 a year. It's all dependent upon the actual landowner.
Now, where's the water come from?
That's a big problem. A lot of times people will find property and not have a water source. That's one of the things that they need to investigate, whether they can contact the fire department and put a tap on it, whether there's a neighbor who's willing to give some of their water for it. That's one of the number one things they have to look out for when they're choosing a site.
Now, are they allowed to sell the food that they grow in these urban markets?
A lot of them do, depending on the group. Like Grow Detroit, Detroit Fresh, they do that. But most of them are for their own community, their own church people, food banks, that kind of thing. Now, Plant a Row for Hungry even, or cleaners, they do all of that.
Okay, so if someone wanted to be involved with this, how would they contact you?
They could contact me at acallen1-2@anr.msu.edu.
And your phone number?
734-729-3632, extension 103. Got a new phone number.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
We've got a lot of land in Detroit, obviously, as we all know, it's vacant. There's a lot of different ways you can go about accessing that land. You can just go garden on it and hope that nobody cares. You can contact the city and see if you can lease it or buy it, which Anita mentioned. What I personally do, I've got a 1/4 acre in the neighborhood of Woodbridge, which is about 1.5 miles from Eastern Market, and I have an agreement worked out with a previous landlord that if I farm, garden this land, keep it looking nice, he just allows me to do it. We've got water on the site which he pays for, so it's a very mutualistic relationship. He's able to promote that on his website. He's got a thriving urban garden. I'm able to garden and sell my produce at the Grow in Detroit booth, which is at Eastern Market in Shed 2 in the Middle Center. They allow anybody who grows in the Detroit, Hamtramck, Highland Park area to bring their produce, and they can sell it there for free. And all they ask in return is that you volunteer a certain amount of hours every month. And the restrictions are no pesticides and that you have your soil tested.
Okay, and what can they go right to your farm and purchase things, or just from here at Eastern Market?
For us, what I do is I sell there, and I also do a little bit of wholesale to restaurants, but I would be definitely open to people coming by and wanting to purchase. We've never had that before. We've had volunteers come and help us, and then they can take stuff, for their work trade program, but
so if somebody had a restaurant and they wanted to get some fresh produce, they can contact you and get it from you?
Absolutely,
okay,
yes.
How could they contact you personally?
We've got a Facebook page for our farm. It's called Common Harvest Mini Farm.
Great, thank you so much.
You're welcome.